All right, well, welcome everybody to Has Been's Gaming Podcast number 2. We're a bit late. Better late than never, though.
Took us a bit.
It is. Well, it's hard getting everyone together when you got lives. But tonight we're joined by another special guest, a good friend of ours, a Gooner. Say hello, Gooner.
Hello.
And we have the usual Carter and the Fist.
Hello.
Yep, we're here.
Everyone's here.
We're ready for another week.
Well, before we kick off, I'll ask.
Another month.
Yeah, well, that's all right. We'll do a quarterly podcast. We'll just kick off by I want to ask Gooner what we did in the first cast was what game are you currently playing, Gooner? Like, what's your go-to game that you play the most of at the moment?
At this moment in time, Diablo 4.
Diablo 4.
Was Diablo 4 any good in the end?
It is now. They've it's got to season 4 and they've patched it like crazy. And they sort of balanced it out a bit, and I think the treasure system is a lot better now.
All right, well there you go. First review done. Well, at that, should we kick? Well, since we mentioned Helldivers 2, should we kick off with Helldivers 2?
So where's the love for Helldivers 1? What's going on?
Well, anyone ever heard of Helldivers 1?
No one plays it.
Actually, I have it. I'm going to play it.
You've never played it before.
Oh, so it's like saying where's the love for it and you haven't even played it. That's a little bit
I have quite a few games to get through.
one or two.
But you never played it before. Like, when did Helldivers 1 come out? When was it?
How old is it? 2015.
2015. Oh, so it's not that old. Well, look, let's talk about the future, the current, and so what do we think of Helldivers 2? Fisty, take it away.
I know we've been playing that quite a bit. I think the new battle pass has gone down fairly flat. It doesn't compare well to the first and second battle passes, which I think I'd say the first and second ones you have to have. The other ones are not that good.
What's the first one?
The first one has got the breaker incendiary, which is the
okay.
floating shotgun.
Yep.
We won't talk about shotguns and incendiary with Gooner about, will we?
Oh, please. I hardly shot you.
10 kills you did. I did 1 and Macka did 3.
Yeah, 10's a little deliberate.
Yeah.
3 Helldivers is chaotic. 3 kills is normal.
He just keeps running in front. What can I say?
It's like you don't understand what a cone is. Like, did you learn your shapes at school? Because you don't really seem very good on them.
Yeah, some people know what cones are.
Yeah.
There's probably a few.
I know what a cone is. That's not the point.
Probably a few.
We're not discussing that sort of cone from many years ago, right?
Well, look, I think it's one of those things. It's one of those things you got to learn about Helldivers 2, like how the weapons work and how the whole gameplay would work. I mean, as Fisty said it's fucking chaotic as hell.
And it really is a game of stratagems. As I've played, I'm nowhere near as much as you, Macka, in terms of advancement, but I have unlocked the level 8 missions. Really, really difficult. But because you get things like Baal Titans, you need to use stratagems. So it becomes a game of using the arrow keys.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, you've got. Well, look. How about a faux pas question? But macros. What are your thoughts on using macros for them?
Real Helldivers don't use macros.
No, Helldivers.
I probably should record them because I've got a keyboard that will do it very easily.
I think, I think you probably should if you can do it. It's the way to go. I mean, it makes sense.
We could talk about the whole Sony issue, but I think they've pretty much all sorted that out now.
No,
Sony
but
back down.
they would have made their next game and they blocked it out. It's absolutely mandatory to have a PlayStation account for their next game that they release.
Yeah, but as long as it's up front.
180 different countries, and the backlash is extreme.
You would wonder why, like a games company would want to do it because it limits their audience.
It's a mid-level executive.
No. Just like not Sony. The actual guys developing the game, it's like, well, it's going to limit the sales.
I don't have any choice in the way that the game is made. What happens in the case of Sony doing this PlayStation membership thing is there's a mid-level executive whose bonus is tied to membership uptake, and they make a decision. and say nobody gets to play the game unless they make an account.
We don't like mid-level corporates.
Well, we don't like third-party accounts. Steam is enough.
Then it's not ideal. Well, there was a rumor today that
that rumor is, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, let him finish. I don't know the rumor because I don't pay attention to the Helldive.
Okay, so Carter, what was the rumor?
That Microsoft is putting together a $16 billion deal to buy Steam.
Okay.
Oh.
For people who are concerned about the future of PC gaming, Gabe Newell, praise him,
He only owns 20%.
He owns the whole company. It's a private company. It's privately owned. It's his company. Okay. What's actually happened is that his family has the majority of ownership, and he's got his kids lined up to take over when he retires.
Yeah, I know he specifically said that he'd rather see Steam like disintegrate than sell it off or whatever.
Which is fantastic news for the future. And of course, Gaben is very busy working on brain implants.
Really?
Yeah, until he like gives it to the next generation, and they say, "Well, I wouldn't mind like a $20 billion payout."
Yeah, that's true. The future's never certain. Let's enjoy what we have today. But he is definitely working on brain implants.
Brain implants. Is that are you referring that he's a nut job?
No, he's legitimately competing with Elon Musk for brain implants.
Well, hopefully he'll do a little bit better than Elon Musk is.
What's the guy's name? The owner of Steam? Are you talking about?
Gabe Newell.
Gabe Newell. He's your Lord and Savior.
I'm going to ask Gooner if he's got last thoughts on Helldivers 2.
It is a lot of fun. I would have to say it's probably got one of the... It brings back a lot of the first-person shooter type memories for the original Ghost Recons and stuff like that. But as I said, though, I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. The whole... The stratagems things is a little annoying, but it works.
Would Helldivers remind you more of what was it, SWAT, when we used to electrocute each other for fun?
Yeah, actually, I'll give you that. Beanbag guns and
beanbag each other. Yeah.
Sorry, was this? Did you guys go to boarding school together? Is this some kind of ritual?
No, we played SWAT, where you could use non-lethal against each other, like the police breaking into things.
Nice.
So we'd beanbag each other and electrocute each other.
Fisty, last thoughts on Helldivers 2?
Well, I really think it's fantastic. I think it has... I don't like third person as much. Third person shooting is it's for console gamers. They become confused and angry and afraid if they can't see their avatar on the television.
That's it. Just insult the possible audience as much as you can.
Look, I was a console at one stage before I could afford a PC.
Regardless, I think it's a fantastic game that combines the over-the-top madness of a serious Sam game with the actual requirement to think a little bit, know when to use the right strategies, and it lets skill into the game. You do need to have a little skill. Absolutely. And I think it's exactly the right balance, which is why it's done so well.
Yeah. And Friendly Fire being on is probably one of the best things in the game.
No.
Every game ever made should have Friendly Fire.
I'll say that Gooner's right, but only because it teaches you fire discipline.
It hasn't taught him anything. He still does it.
It teaches everybody else fire discipline.
All right. Look, okay. Let me interrupt. But look, I mean, what it teaches you, and this is why the army has formations, so they don't shoot each other in the back. You have formations.
Yeah, they have flanking as well. Don't do that.
They have formations.
Yeah, because you guys behave like the Russians do. You call down artillery on us all the time.
You do that. Yeah. Well, look, sometimes you're expendable. Sometimes your teammates are expendable. Anyway, I'll pass.
That's true.
Carter, last thoughts. Helldivers 2.
I will say, it's probably going to have people starting to get bored of the same thing. They probably need to think about how to get some variation in there of some sort.
There is a great big blank spot on the bottom of the map for a third enemy faction.
Yeah, and it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, not even that.
I'll wrap it up. You've put it. Well, you put. I get my opinion, please, which you can tell from my 93 hours played so far.
You run the podcast. Who says you're allowed to have an opinion?
I'll record 45 minutes of my opinion after this small section.
That's going to be the podcast. That's it.
Well, I don't need to give it because you've given it. It's a fucking awesome game. It is so much fun. But it is. I think a lot of people get bored of it soon enough. Like, it's a great game, but you're just going to go, oh, move on, next game. But in the meantime, like, love it.
I think there's a lot of room to switch it up. They've got a lot of room to do different things.
They probably do, yes. And they do. They've got an awesome
see what
platform to try and change something around, like mission types. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet, actually. But look, all the debacle with Sony, I mean, the only thing I'll say is that Helldiver doesn't complain, so everyone can shut the fuck up.
Yes, but they also die in seconds.
Yeah,
That's why they don't complain.
Yeah.
Let's move. So we'll move on to Songs of Sinks 6. Who put this in the chat? What the hell is this?
It's like a city builder,
Oh, okay.
sort of.
Look, I had a look, and it looks like it was made in the 90s.
No, that's the style it's going for. I mean, as a city builder with
Oh, that's the
a little bit
style.
like Total War Tactics, or like Total War
Really?
Combat in a way.
But that's a factory game too.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah,
Well,
it
same
looks
sort of thing.
It's got the whole
massive,
RimWorld
but-
thing going on.
Can't they make it a lot
Well, it's sort of
prettier?
it's sort
Why can't
of-
they make it prettier?
Yeah, you know
Look,
what? I got to say, I'm one of the first to say games need to look decent.
Yeah,
Except this one, you can have like humongous cities. It's like once Factorio learned how to track so many items at once. I think a lot of people did it. But
Yeah,
it
that's
can be
what-
massive
right,
and
yeah.
huge and have, what is it, tens of thousands of bloody.
to destroy your computer. Well, I'll tell you what, segue, Fallout. There is a Fallout mod in 7 Days to Die, but it's called the Wasteland mod.
Yeah, because the people who made Fallout 1 and 2 went off to make another game called Wasteland.
All right, well, we're talking about 7 Days to Die has just gone full release.
Finally.
Which is really unexpected. That was a game that I thought was going to be in early access forever,
Me
and
too.
actually was an example of why early access games stay in early access forever.
Well, in all fairness, they did, like, apart from they're having difficulty with like buildings and spawning them in and just like destruction of them and everything, but I mean, it did improve for the different alphas. Like, it was different between the different alphas.
Yeah, I'd say the time I spent playing with you guys, the game felt quite complete to me.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It's probably been complete since since 19.
1980 or
But
19?
this is
Alpha
Alpha
19.
19.
Oh,
But,
okay. It's like 1980, 1990.
And
The
what's
whole
good
thing.
about it is there's a lot of mods for it.
There are lots of mods.
So there's a bunch of replayability with if you want to stick mods into the thing.
I guess that's the beauty of the 7 Days mods is they're overhaul mods. So you get bored of playing 7 Days, but you love the game, and this mod will just make it a completely different game almost. But you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I think 7 Days is the sort of game where mods will make it a lot more replayable.
Carter, in a nutshell, do you want to say something about 7 Days?
I really hope they make 44 ammo usable for a rifle. Because, god damn it.
What
44 ammo needs to be used in rifles.
What rifles use 44 ammo?
Winchesters.
Winchester.
Yeah, like oldies. Yeah. All right, Gooner, I assume you've never played 7 Days.
Nah, no, it doesn't interest me.
No, fair enough. No, Carter and I are survival game nuts, so.
And I won't say
Interesting.
no. Well, I will say no to every game, but I'll definitely play it before I do.
No, it's been good fun having Fist join us. Anyway, we'll move on from 7 Days, but it is a great game for survival games. Like, I've got a bit.
Congratulations and kudos to the developers for hitting 1.0.
Absolutely. And look, link in the description. Neves Gaming just did a podcast with the developers. That was very
Yeah, they're welcome
interesting.
anytime.
Interesting to get their perspective. But look, I'll segue into Mac Attack, which is where I have a rant, and I'm just going to rant about.
Oh, bring it on! Come on,
Just-
hang on. Let me put my crash helmet on. Let's go.
Just two things in 7 days. Like, it's great that it's gone full release now, but I don't know why they've done it after changing two major things, and that is one, the water. I
Let it
don't like it. It's a big change. It's a huge change.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It's just one less thing to micromanage. It's quality of life.
It's one more thing to micromanage.
It's actually something you see as games mature, is that they take away annoyances.
Well,
typically,
it's more annoying now, I reckon, having to get bloody water collectors.
You just like the jar filling simulator.
I like filling up a jar. Well, it's realistic. You got a fucking jar. You fill it up with dirty water. You boil it. You've got clean water.
Maybe they should make you sit on the toilet as well.
Apparently, rainwater is now the only thing you can drink. Well, they're about to change it again, and rainwater will be dirty, so you still got to boil it.
The water isn't an issue. It's it's just meant to make the start off a little bit harder, and then it.
No, well, the devs said they're just making more value to drinking water. Like they had drinking water in it, and there was kind of no point to it when you just get water everywhere. So, but the big probably change I think is the respawn on your backpack like that, as opposed to respawning at your bed. That changes everything. You can just respawn where you died and get your shit again. Makes it there's no consequence to you dying.
You don't like that?
No, because before, I mean, I've played 7 Days so much, and you just learn that you've got to put a bedroll down, or if you're going to die, you've got to have backup shit because you're going to spawn back there.
Yeah, well, ideally, that would be something that you can set on the server level.
Yes, that'd be good. Yeah.
Game.
Anyway, we'll move on. To Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting one.
All right, well, you can fire away, Fisty.
I don't think it's a good idea. What's Gooner think about Dragon's Dogma 2?
Gooner did his
I
research.
can't play it.
He didn't do his research.
Did you watch a trailer?
Nah.
Look it up on Steam. See how
Sorry, work is killing me at this moment in time.
Okay.
So no, I haven't watched it.
It's gone huge. I think the public reception was gigantic for the game.
It got mixed reviews though.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is because it came out on consoles and gamers don't like consoles.
Jeez, you're just bashing consoles
Yeah,
today,
don't
aren't
like
you?
the console
I
players,
haven't
do
even
you?
started. I have not even started. I tell you what, because the podcast can't go for 24 hours.
You bitching about
Hey,
consoles.
it's $107.
It would be
It's
fantastic.
expensive. I'm looking at it now. It is.
Oh yeah, pricing is nuts.
Fucking hell.
Because the first one, I'm pretty sure, was well received, or was thought well of.
It's a
But the
console
second one's
game.
not as good.
And it is Capcom too. They're not the best.
Capcom. Okay.
They're really not.
I haven't played it. Not my kind of game. Single player, semi-open world, I suppose.
I'm a fan of open world. It's a new thing,
Yeah.
and I think it's a great idea because it's
Not usually my type of game.
Well, we'll move on. I put Dragon's Dogma 2 in there because I have a colleague who very much enjoyed it. She plays all sorts of games. She really enjoyed it. Almost played it all the way through. So
there's worse games. There's worse games. I think it's probably overpriced. Wait for that one to get on sale.
not definitely.
We won't
Well,
pay that price for it.
that's a great segue into a fistful of bundles.
Fistful of bundles. And we got some bundles. Tell you what, Humble Choice this month is a cracker. I think you really should subscribe just for that. You got Yakuza Like a Dragon is the headliner, which makes the whole bundle worthwhile straight away.
Is that a good game?
Okay.
Well, it's the one of the big ones in the Yakuza series. They're awesome games. Hi-Fi Rush is well regarded, but it's not really my kind of game. A couple of others.
That's a monthly one where you subscribe.
Yeah.
Say that one, not
But
the individual bundles.
Yeah, but it's like it with Humble Choice. You can just pause if you don't like it. So you subscribe, and then if you just pause, you don't pay any money, and you go on to the next month and make up your decision then. But if you don't pause, then you get a 20% off discount, which is how I bought Helldivers for so cheap. Worthwhile. See, there's a sensibility.
Yes. Yes. Humble bundles payable. Link in the description.
There wasn't a lot of other stuff. There's a couple of like Fanaticals having their bundle fest. There's a lot of bundles, but I don't think they're great value for money. There's a Monster Hunter World and Rise bundle with all DLC for fairly cheap if you like those games.
Look, all right. So we were going retro because we were going to talk about Payday 2 and 3. We were only going to mention
One's good, one's terrible.
Well, we were going to mention Payday 2 because we felt like Helldivers 2 was kind of like playing Payday 2. It was good fun. You could just jump on with any other kind of group of random people, and it was really good fun when you played multiplayer. And when we talked about that, we looked at Payday 3, and it was a shit show.
It's not
Absolutely.
been well received. Not
It's
at all.
a very apt word, shit show.
So it's a bit sad to see such a good game go pear-shaped.
Well, the developers got greedy and they released deficient products and they overpriced it. They had a great thing going and they screwed it.
Problem is, what were they going to do with Payday 3 that wasn't already done in Payday 2?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you've almost got the pinnacle of a game, and then what are you going to do?
What you do is you take the smart thing to do, I think, would have been to import all of the Payday 2 content, maybe nerfed it a little bit, but made it so that anyone who bought Payday 3 would immediately have a whole new game with a huge amount of content, but the Payday 3 content would be premium because this is a live service game. And they came out of the gate with a product that wasn't as good as their previous one.
So you reckon almost port 2 to 3, make the graphics better, and then have the 3 content as sort of
because it's live service. So the way that they need to sell that is different than if they're making like a content
game.
Yeah,
maybe. But yeah, it did badly. Did horrendously badly.
Yeah.
I don't think it can recover actually because it got smashed in the review.
I'll have to just make a Payday 4.
So
how many people are playing Payday 3 right this second?
It's probably less than Payday 2.
Well, I think some of the comments on Payday 3 is just go play Payday 2. It's better.
You know, I mean, actually, some of the reviews for those kinds of games can actually be very funny. Because when people get angry about a video game, the reviews get real funny.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a 78,000 peak player, but it's sitting at about 350. Whereas Payday 2, we're looking at wow. Yeah, Payday 2 is 34,419 daily.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
Okay.
Peak player count just shy of 250,000.
Yeah, it's done badly.
They murdered the franchise. It's over.
Let's hope they're still making money on Payday 2.
Well, they are because there's still 35,000 people playing every day.
All right. So, look, last thing on the list was Ghost Recon. I can't find the post. Gooner put it ages ago.
Breakpoints.
New Ghost Recon coming or out already or?
Oh, it was rumoured, wasn't it? Or in development?
There's one coming out, but it's 25-26. It's like you're talking 2 years away.
Oh, it's in development.
Right.
And it's supposed to be like the old Ghost Recon.
I'm looking forward to the Ghost Recon. I'm hoping they don't screw it up because it's going true first person, so back to the original.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's going to turn a lot of people off, though.
Isn't
the decline of the consoles?
Isn't that what you guys play together, Ghost Recon?
Yeah.
Oh, we played it a lot.
The big seller was the mods.
The console gamers get really angry and afraid if they can't see the character on their television set.
Yep.
Well, that's all right. It'll be a PC game.
I'm going to say it again.
It's a PC gamer.
You need to let it go.
Let the console players alone.
You need to give them a little bit of crap. They have screwed up a lot of games.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Gaming would be better without them.
For kids, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, that's probably where it came from, is to get kids playing it. Make it cheaper so the parents will buy it for them.
Yeah.
Make it plug and play.
Like $500 if you get on sale. Let's say $700.
What's the PS5? It's still a fucking grand or something.
No, you go to Costco. You can get it for like 700.
Costco.
Yeah,
Love
I
Costco.
see. Yeah, 'cause they're right up the front of Costco.
Yeah. So
I know. I walked past them on my way to buy a bucket of pretzels.
I haven't.
Yep.
I didn't notice them at Costco. I don't go through the electronics. I go straight for the chocolate.
we have to. You got to walk past it all the time.
I'm looking at the shampoo and the socks on the right side.
Those socks are overpriced.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, you always check. You're still not. You're still. Yeah. None of their stuff is guaranteed good price. You still got to check
You
everything.
can get Tommy Hilfiger socks cheaper on Amazon.
Apparently, Warhammer 40k Gladius Relics of War is free on Steam right now.
What?
You know what I do is
No.
It's got minus 100%.
There's a lot of Warhammer 40k games now.
There's
can be a
a
topic
big
next
sale.
Next
what?
podcast.
Yeah, it's free.
There you go, guys. This is
Wow.
what
How
you
long it's
need.
going to be free for, I don't know.
No, tell you what. Look, listeners, exclusive deal tonight only. Has Beans Gaming is offering free copies of what's this game called? Warhammer. Free copies of Warhammer. Just like and subscribe.
Don't say
Leave a
that.
comment,
No,
and we'll give you a free copy of.
we won't.
As long as it's free on Steam.
Or at least Macka's the only one that's going to do it, and I make no
Yeah.
confirmation I'll give
Oh,
you
yeah,
anything
that's
for
it.
free.
Do you think
You get
someone's
nothing
gonna?
for free.
You get no. You don't. I think people will get the
No.
joke. Well, I just want to give me everyone. We're gonna wrap it up. Everyone, give me a goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
That sounded very feminine. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Oh, fuck you.
Wow.
That didn't
One
sound
thing.
very effeminate.
Yeah, goodbye and
Two.
fuck Carter. All right, let Carter say goodbye.
Thank you all. Goodbye, all, and thank you for the disturbing imagery.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.